Buckeyes Battle Cry back with another video. We got to pump the brakes on the Arch Manning hype. Man, it's getting out of control and ridiculous. Paul Finebaum, the SEC's ultimate troll, came with another troll clickbait comment saying that Arch Manning is the greatest college football quarterback since Tim Tebow, who arguably should have won 2 Heismans. But it's pretty clear that this dude's only played 2 games and 2 starts. But let's take a look at the clip here when Paul Finebaum said this on TV the other day.
Paul Finebaum, what are your expectations for Arch?
The absolute roof. I think there's a reasonably good chance that Arch Manning will be sitting on the front row in New York at the Heisman ceremony. That's assuming that his team does what it's supposed to do and compete for not only the SEC, but for the national championship. And I really believe they will. I think Steve Sarkisian, who's one of the most amazing play callers I've ever seen, made a critical mistake late in the year. He was way too loyal to Quinn Ewers, who was banged up and was really ineffective. Had Arch Manning been instituted in the second half of that game, like Nick Saban did a couple of years ago with Tagovailoa, I think there's a reasonably good chance that Texas would have beaten Ohio State and won the national championship. They're very capable of doing it again this year. I believe also that Arch Manning is the best college football quarterback we have seen since Tim Tebow entered the scene in 2006.
Paul Finebaum, what are your expectations for Arch?
That's actually worse than I thought it was. I hadn't heard the full clip until just now, bro.
That was a complete just glazing for just the hype that has not been warranted for a player who has done absolutely nothing. I mean, in way to cherry pick the clips, because before we get back to the rant, let me show you. Let me show you some of these clips right here.
Yeah, let's not pretend he wasn't infallible.
Overthrow.
Way overthrown there.
Overthrow.
Another miss. Missing high. Missing low.
As loud as Quinn Ewers, and that signals the snap.
Can't even do a simple dump.
Defender gets rocked by the second, and it is
throwing into triple coverage right there.
5 for 5 on 3rd down. Manning going through the progressions, picked off.
And that was against UL Monroe, dude.
Another pick with Louisiana Monroe.
Arch trying to get out, and that included Peyton.
Run, trying to make something happen. Cannot get away from Jalen Walker.
Boyle Stadium.
There's some plays here where they need some fine tuning. That's for darn sure. Ooh, that was really underthrown,
man.
Big time underthrow.
Lucky that wasn't a pick 6.
That should have gone to the house the other way.
But as I was saying, like, just unwarranted hype. What has this dude done? And the competition that he looked relatively okay to good was against a bunch of scrubs. UL Monroe, the UTSA Roadrunners, Colorado State. I mean, yeah, let's look at his stats real quick against some of these schools. Because you know what? I'll give him Mississippi State. That's SEC competition. Went 26 for 31, 325 yards, 83.9 QBR, and 2 touchdowns. But against ULM, UTSA, and Colorado State, absolutely not, dude. Those are a bunch of scrubs. They're not even close to the talent that Texas has. Recruiting wise, I don't even know where they land. And I mean, even look at this, dude. As you saw in the clip, this dude has accuracy issues because, as you could see, his QBRs 50, 50, 51.7. And let's see, 1, 2. He had 3 games where, you know what? To me, a QBR should be, if you're at 70 or higher, you're doing pretty good. That's
without question.
7 to me is the threshold. But I mean, if you accumulate all the scores, 67.8, man, that's just, to me, that just doesn't cut it. Just a bunch of unwarranted hype that just I don't even know where Paul Finebaum is going with this. He's going to be sitting in New York. No,
That's a Heisman finalist, huh?
I
You're
mean,
putting that kind of pressure on him. The media continues to do it, bro. All offseason, everybody is glazing and praising Arch as the second coming, the best quarterback since Tim Tebow. Like, listen, bro, it's Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson, Johnny Manziel, a bunch of other options that you could throw in there. This dude is
And
getting under my gear. The hype is getting out of control, Rob.
and you're talking about Tim Tebow, Tim Tebow, arguably one of the best college quarterbacks. I mean, like, I just don't see it right now. Now let's I mean, a big indicator on where this is going to be heading is, first game against Ohio State.
Or
Let's see how he does against BIA. But as we saw in the Ohio State Texas game in the semifinals, the moment he got in, he got absolutely clobbered and knocked out of the game. So,
and we didn't see him again.
and here's the other thing, Peter.
Yeah, go for it.
Paul Finebaum wants to talk about, well, I think Steve Sarkisian screwed the pooch and, didn't start Arch Manning over Quinn Ewers. Okay, there's a reason why he didn't start over Quinn Ewers. We're talking about Quinn Ewers completely turned around the Texas program. I mean,
Back-to-back semifinals.
yeah, back-to-back semifinals. So you can't. That's not a really good argument. One could argue that Arch Manning is just getting all this hype not because of his play, but because of his last name. He's a Manning. He's getting the royal treatment, the special treatment because you have Eli, you have Peyton, you have this family of athletes. Just I can't even take it, dude. Like, bro,
It's a lot of hype based on the last name and what they think he is capable of because of his last name, not because of production on the field, as you showed earlier, but because of that last name. We are anointing him as the best quarterback in college football already. When you got guys like Kate Klubnik, I'm not too high on Drew Allar, but some people are, and it's just like, dude, come on, man. You have to perform. I get he's doing this for clicks. I get he's doing it to get attention, and we're giving him that attention. But he is the last in line of all these pundits that have just praised him all off season. And we're going to find out just how good he is come August 31st at noon in Columbus. We're going to find out, man.
Yeah, definitely. And here's the other thing. I don't even think he's going to end up being the best quarterback in this conference. I'm trying to think of that.
Lenore Sellers, maybe South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you have Lenore Sellers. You have. Let me see. Let me look this up.
Nussmeier from LSU.
Yeah, no, that exactly, dude. You have Nussmeier from LSU. So again, like, look at these. Dude, Lenore Sellers balled out last season.
Dude is nasty. Beat Clemson in Death Valley.
Definitely. And wait, who is that quarterback?
Nussmeier from LSU.
Yeah. Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, dude. He has a shot to be like, those are two legit quarterbacks who are proven. And the fact that Paul Finebaum wants to, I mean, he's pretty much the Desmond Howard of the SEC. And
he is the ultimate troll.
Just by saying, like, oh, if they started Arch Manning, they would have beat Ohio State. Nope. Oh, it was destiny for Ohio State. But in terms of that, pump the brakes. I'm not let's not buy in stock for Arch Manning, and let's just see how he sets the tone for that first game.
Well, that's the thing, man. I mean, he might not even be first team all the SEC. He's also got DJ Lagway of Florida to compete with as well. So we're going to see, man. We're going to find out. The day of reckoning is coming. We're under 2 months away from the season opener in Columbus, and we're excited and anticipating that matchup. Now, let's be said, I think he will be a good quarterback. But am I ready to put him as a Heisman favorite? No, not at all, bro. They got a good team down there in Texas, but he ain't ready for all that yet. So we'll see what he does in Columbus in the first game. But it's going to prove a lot. And Finebaum never eats his words, but he's most likely going to have to eat his words.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
But all right, guys, until next time, OH.
I-O.